Welcome to Thors Hammer, a roundtable discussion on the Minnesota Vikings by Viking fans from around the country. Each week we gather and discuss and hammer out everything about the Minnesota Vikings. What we saw the previous week, what we see in store for the upcoming matchup, and a few surprises along the way. Join us each week as we launch on a new adventure. It's here. It's Thors Hammer.
Place right here, Jack Doyle's. Let's go in here and sit around and have a few drinks, wait for Scott, and then we'll do the show.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Alrighty. Wow, this place is pretty nice. Hey, excuse me, can we have a table for four, please? We're waiting for one. Right over there? All right, thank you. All right, guys, let's go sit over a table over here. We'll order some drinks. Wait for Scott. We'll start up, and he'll join us soon, I hope. Sound good to you guys?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, Zerka, grab the waitress, but not literally.
Oh, man.
And let's get some, let's get a round of drinks over here. I'll take a Viking future. You guys know what that is?
Nope.
Dark and cloudy, stormy. Is that what it is?
Yeah, very good, man.
Yeah.
Dark and stormy.
Dark and stormy, that's what it's called, yeah.
That's a Viking future. All right, so, Zerka, will you get the round for us? Well, through her, we'll start the show.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. And no Polish vodka for a lightweight over here.
You guys don't still serve Zima, do you? Or is that just in Japan now?
Maybe one of Bottles and James. The sippy cup for you.
Shirley Temple?
Yeah. All right, let's go over this debacle that we call the game against the Bears. And I can only describe this game in one word: pathetic. It was horrible from basically the first drive. The Bears fumble the ball. Trubisky separates his shoulder. We cover the fumble, and of course, there's a penalty. From there, it went worse. Vikings offense did absolutely nothing. Zimmer did nothing to readjust anything. It was pathetic. Pathetic. I'll let you guys talk about the game first, and I'll give my unexpert opinion. Let Berserker go first since he come over here with the Bears. Bears. No, tell me about the Bears.
What?
I'm drinking the Dark and Stormy, the Viking future. That's good, man.
If I was an opponent, a Viking opponent, I would get my starting quarterback out of the game the first series and put the backup in, because apparently we have no idea how to stop a backup.
True.
I mean, Chase Daniels again. Oh.
Don't you mean future Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Chase Daniels?
Well, that last week. Next week, he won't be.
Yeah.
I have no idea who they play, but he won't be.
I think they are out in London playing the Raiders.
Oh, yes, London.
Cheerio.
Yes, Cheerio and all that. Wheaties and Rice Krispies.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, before you get drunk, give us your thoughts. Does Trubisky still suck?
He does, and I think if he stayed in the game, we probably would have pulled it out because he would have had 2 turnovers. I mean, he was just itching to give us a turnover right before he went out. And he would have if not for a cheesy defensive holding call. I think Mitch would have been the difference. He would have given us a couple of short fields, and we probably would have won 12-9.
I agree with that mentality that, we game planned for Trubisky, but when you take out any team starting quarterback, and don't be wrong, there's 32 teams in the league, and not every team has a great starting quarterback. Therefore, their backup's even worse 99% of the time. How does this team not put pressure on Daniel? I mean, they barely blitzed him. It wasn't pressure the guy. Force him to make a mistake. We did none of that. It was, like I said, pathetic. That's the word of the week, guys. A couple weeks ago was awesome. This week's pathetic.
Pathetic. I agree.
Yeah. I think Zimmer is just way too stubborn. Doesn't, beat me at my game. Beat me at my game. Well, they are. They're beating you at your game, Zimmer. You have to readjust as a head coach. It was a horrible game plan on offense. I mean, I know Zimmer wants to run the ball, and he has, Dalvin Cook was having a great year until this Sunday, but it would have been good if the Bears didn't game plan defensively to stop Dalvin Cook. See how that works, Zimmer? From there, you get Kirk Cousins, who's not very fleet of foot, playing against the Bears front four that's pretty top-notch in the league, against our offensive line who's still mediocre at best. You have him on a center. He's got to drop back 7 steps, fake a handoff, and then try to read the field to throw a pass. I'm sorry, but by the time he does that, the Bears are already on, defense line's already on top of him for a sack or a foul, whatever. I'm not really defending Cousins, but in a way I kind of am, as in he wasn't set up to his strengths. He wasn't given the best opportunity to play to his strengths. Why isn't he in shotgun more often?
Even when he's in shotgun, he still drops back. I mean,
well, he does, but it gives him more time to see the field. He's literally 2 yards away from the Bears' defensive line when he's on a center. For him to drop back 7 steps, sideways, dropping back, and the Bears' defensive line is rushing full strength, running forward, they're actually faster than him. So by the time he goes back 7 steps, they take 9 steps, and they're on top of him, same time.
Well, to your point, Bob, I think you do have a good point there, because the only time they moved the ball was in the fourth quarter when they went to the shotgun and more of a hurry up type of offense. I was really disappointed in the offensive game plan. You can't, obviously, 40 rushing yards and 6 sacks allowed is never going to get it done against anybody. But they didn't. Stefanski's play calling was so unimaginative and so bad. There was not one screen that I remember against an aggressive defense. That's just offensive malpractice. There's no jet sweeps.
We did have one. Yeah, and we had one screen, but it failed miserably, and we never went back to it. So sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
Right. I mean, but still, I mean, you gotta give it more chances than that.
Oh, definitely.
You got to get some jet sweeps. You got to get some motion and make them think. That the Vikings' game plan was so predictable and just flat out lousy. I mean, it was baffling.
We can't hit deep balls, no matter what everybody said. I said I was going to take it easy on Cousins this year because last year I was pretty rough on him, and so I really can't say a whole lot because I'm not going to, because it's still early. 2-2. We were 2-2 when we went to the championship game that season. Of course, we didn't have Cousins, but anyway, you can snap the ball and throw a lob down to a streaking wide receiver deep. That slows down the defense because they can't all come running at you to stop the run and kill your quarterback. Anything to slow down the defense, we didn't do. We just put our quarterback back there and said, "Come get him," and boy, did they.
Right. Well, that's another thing, Berserker, is if you noticed last week against the Raiders, the play action pass deep to Thielen that Cousins threw in the first quarter, it was a play action pass on first down. And they hardly did that. I don't know if they ever did that against the Bears. All the time they were running on first down. If you think a team is going to expect you to run the ball, which the Vikings understood that last week, they got the touchdown against the Raiders, but mysteriously didn't do that at all against Chicago.
Exactly. And every run was up the middle. Dalvin Cook is not really an up-the-middle run. I mean, he can find a hole, but the hole's not there. He's got the speed to get outside. I don't think I saw him once run outside.
Right.
It's a bad game plan on offense and lack of adjustments. I mean, I will defend Cousins on this. Like I said, he's not being put to his strengths. He is an up-tempo rhythm passer. Week 1 threw 10 passes. Never found a rhythm. The Packers game, he didn't throw much either, and yeah, he had the bonehead pass that he should have thrown away. But he wasn't horrible. Week 3 against the Raiders, he looked pretty good. This game, he never really had a chance.
But
I mean, the other 3 teams that we played, their defensive line's not that good. Didn't get much pressure on us. That's why we only allowed 3 sacks, something like that, or 2 sacks in 3 games. The Bears, they have a great defensive line that's putting pressure on Cousins. So let's put him on the center. No, let's put him back more, in shotgun. Happy medium. You can put him on the center. You can hand it off to Cook, or sometimes you fake the ball to Cook and throw a pass. In shotgun, all right, they're going to read pass on defense. Oh, he's in shotgun. It's going to be a pass. Now you're on a draw.
Right.
And they did none of that. None of that until they were down 16-0, and they had a hurry-up offense, and Cousins actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, the Bears were playing prevent-win defense too, though, more than likely. I mean,
but last year when the passing game was really working, they weren't so run heavy. Like, I like that they run the ball first, but they have to mix it up a little bit more. You can't just run. Okay, now the quarterback, I expect him to throw a perfect pass, once every 3 plays. Like, he's got to get into a rhythm early in the game, and it's got to be some quick passes, and then you can hit him deep later on. Or it's just finding, I don't know, it's just bad play calling. Really, like, it was terrible play calling this week. Last week, the play calling wasn't that bad. I don't know. Personally, I think Kubiak should be calling the plays. He's a lot more experienced than Kevin Stefanski. I don't really understand this arrangement all that much. But, with that said, like Berserker pointed out, they're 2-2. It's not the end of the world. They were 2-2 in 2015 and won a division. They were 2-2 in 2017 and won the division. So, they do have a chance here. The next 4 matchups are much more favorable, starting with the Giants, who have no pass rush. And they got Philly at home.
until they've met us.
Yeah, well, I mean, really though, honestly, like, this was the first team that made us look really bad. I mean, the last 3 weeks we didn't get blown out, and we had 2 wins. So
With their backups in there, though.
that's true, but I mean, I don't know. This team seems to have, Matt Nagy has got Mike Zimmer's number 1, and that game was in Soldier Field. And I've seen some great Viking teams not win in Soldier Field, including 2009. So that place is just not good for whatever reason for us. But I don't know. They have. I'll say this: the next 4 games are going to tell me whether they're going to contend or not. 'Cause they could, if they play up to their potential, they can sweep the next 4, and then we'll be looking at 6-2, and probably in a much different mood. But we'll see how it plays out.
Well, the last thing I want to say about Cousins is the numbers he put up last year, no one can take away from him. The guy can play the game. Only guy in football to do what he did last year. 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions or less, over 4,000 passes, and 70% completion. Only guy to ever do that. So the guy can play. Why don't we play to his strengths again? Why don't we play to his strengths?
Well, last year I said we have a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or whatever, and we're treating it like a gremlin. We need to be the 2-minute offense all the time until it doesn't work.
No, you got to mix it up. You come out there, next game, okay, we're playing the Giants. All right, first drive, hurry up offense. Go. Bye. Cousins, you run this. Get out there. You see something out there, you adjust it, go. Next one, all right, we're up 7-0. Let's slow it down a bit, really mess with their head. Dalvin Cook, we're going to run more this series. How hard is that? I mean, I'm dead serious. How hard is that? It's not.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
Do we know, does Cousins have the ability to call out? I mean, I'm sure he does. Audible out.
I don't know in this team. I think Zimmer wants what he wants, and he wants a game manager, and Cousins not a game manager.
No. Well, no.
You know, he just wants a guy to
He's
hand
not
the
getting
ball
paid.
off.
Not getting paid like a game manager either.
No, agreed.
So,
Hand the
use
ball
him.
off. Yeah, you hand the ball off. Run a couple of quick passes here and there. Don't turn the ball over. Don't screw up my defense. Don't make a short field for our defense. Well, you're gonna put some points on the board first. You know, do that. Like, was it week 1? Didn't we score like the first chance for his ball? After that, he threw 10 passes the whole game because he didn't have to throw anymore. That set up your defense. Fine, I get that. But we're playing a team that's, you know, pretty good in the Bears, and you did nothing, Zimmer. This is on Zimmer. He's got a quarterback that can actually play the game, and he did nothing to set him up to play to his strengths. Nothing. He made no adjustments during the game. It's pitiful.
And he waited too long again to adjust on defense, which he does every single time. If it's not working, he waits until halftime, and it just infuriated me when they showed the halftime interview and then the post game where he was like, yeah, then we adjusted at halftime like we always do. What?
Yeah.
What do you mean adjusted at halftime like we always do? You have to adjust in the first quarter.
Just on the fly. You know, every drive. Okay, they did this the first drive. Okay, next time we go there in defense, let's watch for this. If this happens, we go this way. If it doesn't happen, we stay over here. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Wait,
You know,
the terrible play call. When we went for 2, was that like the best play call we ever saw?
no doubt about it.
Oh god.
Let's throw the ball to the 3-yard line when we start at the 2, and you know, pray Diggs can get in because he's so huge and run over people. You guys want to hear a very depressing stat?
Sure.
All right. The last 176 teams that started 0-2 in their division failed to make the playoffs.
Oh, we got
Think
that
about
going
that.
for us.
Yeah. 176.
You know what was worse than the 2-point conversion? And I know it was explained away, but then later I saw something on Twitter that really opened my eyes. The timeout that Zimmer called to supposedly, it was like before the 2-minute warning.
Oh, the
at the
2
end of
minute
the
man,
half.
2 minute man on the field again,
Yeah,
which would have gave him the first down.
yeah, that was the explanation. And because the Bears were about to take a penalty, and it would have been 4th and 8. Instead, it was instead it wound up being 4th and 3, and then they got the first down. There was no way. They showed a picture of the 12th guy. The guy was almost off the field, and there was no way that the Bears weren't even close to being ready to snap it. So that would not have happened. So he never should have called that timeout.
I don't know. We guys want to move on from the Bears and
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Enough of this.
All right.
Depressing dribble.
One thing I want to say about that game is why the hell we thrown the ball so much to CJ Ham? Seriously, Ham? Anybody but Ham. Brings back the names of Asiata and who's the other guy we had years ago? 1 yard and fall down. Oh,
Ahi?
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
One
He always-
yard and fall down.
He always managed to be on TV though.
Yeah. It's like, what is the fascination of throwing to this guy who shouldn't be on the field and, you know, other than the block? You got Madison, Cook, Thielen, Diggs, Smith, Rudolph, whoever else. It's like, I don't feel about him. It's like, God. Nothing else really stuck out in this game. So I'm looking to move on. We're sitting here in a pretty nice bar. Doyles. We were here last year. You guys weren't with last year. Never mind. I think it was here last year.
You were here last year.
Yeah.
Right.
So where's the Pissers at anyway?
Back in the corner there.
Men,
Down the
when
hall.
your wife
I
is
think that's it.
wide open and wants you to throw one deep to her, but you want to draw a play and barely hit the hole, or on those crazy nights when she calls for the end around and you can only hand off,
Points than needed.
well, cheer up. The makers of Viagra can help. Just
I'm
one
open.
purple pill
Here to help.
20 minutes before kickoff,
All right. I don't
and not
think they
only
have,
do you score, but you will split the
much of a
uprights
pass rush.
on the extra point. So call now
Hold on, man.
at
Hold on. I gotta hit the
1-800
Pissers.
Bighorn
So just
for your free sample.
Okay.
And remember, if your erection lasts more than 4 hours,
Oh yeah. I'll
call
bring
her
one back
sister.
here.
Thank you.
I mean, physician.
All right. So, Jason, how's that Zima holding? Since one guy ran to the bathroom, we're all going to take a quick break, grab a drink, and come back after commercial from our sponsor.
Men, when your wife is wide open and wants you to throw one deep to her, but you want to draw a play and barely hit the hole, or on those crazy nights when she calls for the end around and you can only hand off, well, cheer up. The makers of Viagra can help. Just one purple pill 20 minutes before kickoff, and not only do you score, but you will split the uprights on the extra point. So call now at 1-800 Bighorn for your free sample. And remember, if your erection lasts more than 4 hours, call her sister. I mean, physician.
Hey gang, here's your drinks.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Hey.
Man, take it so long.
You know, my neck is bothering me a little bit. I took one of those pills that were just advertised. You know, those
Viagra?
yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I took one of them last week and it got stuck in my throat and my neck's been stiff ever since.
All right. Thank you. He'll be here all week. Try the veal. Wow. All right, give me my drink and talk about the Giants game.
All right, Giants game. I'm a little I don't know. I don't know what Viking team is going to show up to play the Giants this week. It's an away game, so it could be what showed up at the Bears and at the Packers, but it's not divisional. So that will help, right? And we're facing some unknown quarterback. And
Sorry, that was good. Sorry.
and yeah, I think I got nothing. I'll get more excited on Saturday or so, probably when the game gets closer. But right now, I am still shell shocked from how bad we played last Sunday.
Well, it's a good thing we do a show on days before Saturday that you're so well prepared. But you'll be ready for Saturday, huh?
Well, I'll be up for the game on Saturday, and it'll transition into Sunday, you know.
But it doesn't really help us now, the big guy.
Well,
All right.
Giants
so,
suck. How's that? Giants suck.
Are you drunk now too?
It's his turn this week.
Oh, after last Sunday's game against the Bears, I think we should all be drunk. But anyway, all right, Jason, give us some of your thoughts on the upcoming game against the Giants.
All right. Well, hopefully Zimmer can bring some confusion against the rookie quarterback. This quarterback is probably confident in himself because he when he had to play his first game against Tampa, he pulled out a comeback and then he beat a hapless Washington team last week. So hopefully he's a little full of himself and we'll be able to bring him back down to earth. I think it's a favorable matchup for our offense because the Giants have no pass rush whatsoever. It's a weak defense, so I think we're going to bounce back. It'll be probably more like the Raiders and Falcons game. Another thing we have in our favor is they don't have Saquon Barkley. this week. So that's a major blow. But they will have Golden Tate, so our corners better be ready.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, this game should be a possible blowout. But, unfortunately, they play the game on turf or grass, whatever. I mean, the offenses are pretty equal. Actually, New York's score actually averaging a little bit more than we are, but their defense is way porous than ours. They're averaging roughly 9 points allowed more than us, and the total yards are pathetic. But they're passing the ball at 100 yards more per game because they've been behind. Plus, they have benched Eli, and that seems to have picked up. Defense, we get them everywhere. So, I mean, they allow a good amount of yards rushed again, so I can see us running the ball a lot with Cook, mostly because Zimmer probably can't stand the sight of Cousins right now. Doesn't want to see him throw. Just get out there and hand the ball off to Cook. So if we come out and look great running the ball, what does that mean? We can only play teams that suck against the run? Because you're not going to win the Super Bowl that way. Got to be able to adjust, adapt, have more balance. Right now, we don't have much balance.
I think this would be a good week to get that balance back. If they're smart, especially if they get a lead, don't take your foot off the gas. Just keep playing your game, keep mixing it up, and go from there.
I kind of wish they'd come out throwing the ball. Get Cousins 350 yards and 3 touchdown passes. And, get Diggs, Thielen, Rudolph, Smith, whoever else needs to be out there catching the ball. BC Johnson actually had a decent game last week. Anybody but Ham. Get the ball thrown around. Give these guys their game, so that it's a little more balanced, and maybe their heads will get back in the game. And, Diggs, the Packers game, scores a touchdown, rips his helmet off, gets a 15-yard penalty. Bears game, he gets the perfect slant pass that he could have gone all the way, and he fumbled the ball. So his head's not in it.
It'd be a good week to get the passing game going because they have no pass rush. The corners aren't that great. They have one decent one, but that's not enough. I think it'd be a good week to do it.
It would be nice. I mean, to get some balance. Again, like you said, this is the perfect game to get some of that going. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see the defense play a little bit different too, Instead of giving 10-yard cushions, go after this guy. He's got, Shepard, he's got Ingram, one of the better tight ends in the league. And we're notorious for not covering tight ends. I would like to see something happen this game that builds my confidence as a fan of this team to make me want to come back and watch every week again. I mean, after Sunday, I've not been that depressed in a long time watching a Vikings game. Yeah, they lost to the Packers week 2. Well, were they depressed? Yeah, because the way they started the game off 20-0 in the first quarter. That's pathetic. I love that word tonight. But they adjusted. Maybe a little bit too late, but they adjusted. They gave up no more points the rest of the game. They actually had a chance to win the game at the end. And they failed, but they had a chance. This game against the Bears had no chance whatsoever the whole game. They were absolutely lethargic, pathetic, embarrassing. Pick an adjective. They need to get better. They need to be more balanced. They need to adjust to what the other team's doing. You can't win the game by will. I'm going to do what I want, and that's it. It doesn't always work that way. If you're playing a team that's nowhere near talented as you can force your will upon them, and run the ball like we did against the Raiders and Falcons. But the team against the Bears, this isn't going to happen. You got to find something to beat them. Zimmer didn't do that. I blame him. But enough about the friggin' Bears. Next time I talk about the Bears, take away my drink.
Do we know Steph Kubiak's not calling anything? He's sitting up in the balcony, right?
Yeah.
Overlooking everything. He should have all kinds of input to give.
I think they discuss it during the course of the week. I don't know how much he does on game day.
Well, if he's not doing anything on game day, why put him up there? He's got to be able to tell them what he sees from up there.
I would hope so.
And does that cause a problem with the players who they're listening to? Is that why we seem to be unorganized and schisms?
Well, apparently, Stefanski is the only voice on game day. Kubiak just discusses stuff with him at halftime and during the week helps with the game plan. He doesn't actually call him for the game. I think he should be calling for this, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, I know it's, what Zimmer has, he gave the job to Stefanski. So, and then he brought on Kubiak, and let's see what we can do from that. But you got the triangle of authority on offense, and I mean, if I was in charge of the offense right now, if I was Stefanski or Kubiak, whatever, I would pull Kirk Cousins in my office and sit him down and say, dude, relax, all right? This game, you're going out there, you're calling the plays until you can't. Give the guy some freaking confidence. Throw him a bone. The guy has to be so freaking down upon himself. If you don't, he's never going to come back from it. I don't care. Yeah, he's a professional, making tons of money. He should. Doesn't make a difference. When he has his own teammates, calling him out and stuff. Well, Zimmer threw him under the bus in the after the game presser. The guy's got to be feeling bad about himself. He needs a confidence builder.
Then play better.
Well,
I know that's terrible.
I mean, well, obviously, play better is the obvious answer. But when your coach sets you up to not play better by playing to your weaknesses instead of giving you your chance to play to your strengths, it's not always on you.
You're not going to win. You can't win rushing for 40 yards when your offensive line gives up 6 sacks. That was an abysmal offensive line performance.
Agreed. Again, I 99% of the blame goes on Zimmer, in my opinion. I know he wants to run the ball all the time. Then you get the wrong quarterback. I can go play quarterback. Pay me $6 million a year. I can take the ball from center, turn around, and give it to Cook.
Let me ask you guys this. Do you think Riley Reed will ever block the real Matt?
Why we what?
Do you think Riley Reed will ever successfully block the Leo Mack when it matters?
God, no.
Then they should trade for Trent Williams.
Well, I brought that up, off season. I would package Riley Reef in a pick. Give me Trent Williams right now. I would do that in a heartbeat.
Well, because you figure if Zimmer and Spielman, if this is their Hail Mary this season, because they got 1 year left on their contract, but if they don't make the playoffs, they could get the axe. If that's the case, you have to go all in on Trent Williams. At least give yourself a shot, because if you have to play them, and you need to beat them in the 2-week finale, you want to have Trent Williams, because otherwise you're going to have to match the pack again, and then they're just going to double team your receivers because you don't have enough people out in pass. Trent Williams is probably the only tackle that you can get in the hands on right now that has any chance on an island.
Well, Trent Williams hasn't played a game this year, I don't think he went training camp, the OTA. So at this point, I don't even think he's ready to play. So if we traded for him tomorrow, and he got here, he isn't playing this Sunday. He isn't playing the Sunday after that. Maybe the one after that, and who knows how that's going to go.
Well, the next 4 games are I'm not going to say easy, but they're nowhere near what we faced in Chicago in terms of defense. Philly's defense is weak. The Giants' defense is weak. I'm not afraid of the Detroit Lions and the next team after that. So it'd be the perfect week to get the perfect time to get them and get them in shape for the second half of the season, which is going to be more difficult.
I'll tell you what, every week that goes by, I'm becoming more and more afraid of the Lions. They were 20 seconds away from beating the Chiefs. And they were my upset special pick. Hey, Bazooka, what are your thoughts?
Do we chip anything? As far as helping our tackles out, do we chip? And when I say chip, I mean actual chip, not just touch him as he goes by to your quarterback.
I didn't see much of it. You did?
Yeah, no, I did see it. We did a really bad job of it, and the offensive line was so bad. One of Mac's sacks was one of the fastest sacks of week 4 I read. It was so bad. Like he was basically there, like right after they snapped it.
Well, I go back to him under center. He's only 5-6 feet away from the line, and Mac running full speed forward is way faster than Cousins backpedaling. But how did we get back to the Bears game? Fuck the Bears. The game's over. Knock it off.
That was my fault. Yes. But the Giants.
That's it. Go by another round.
All right, I'm on it. Got it. Give me the card.
It's already up there.
All right, cool.
Put it on tab. Papa Scott.
All right.
So from there, I think this game we need more balance. I like to see them throw the ball more. I don't care. We could run by this team all day long, but we need to throw the ball. We have to get Cousins' head back into the offense, running the offense, and being a leader. This is the game he has to do it. Because if we lose this game, our season's over. Because his head will be so far out of the game rest of the season, it's like, why bother?
Yeah, no, I agree with this, and it feels like this is a good week for them to bounce back, and I think they will, and I think and if they do, then the next 3 games after the Giants game, they could find themselves at 6-2, but it starts on Sunday, and they have to just move forward from it.
Yeah, they have to come back and basically they have to destroy the Giants.
Yep. And they really have been a Jekyll and Hyde team. Like either they're destroying someone or they're getting destroyed. So it's like it's been one or the other. But they have to be more consistent, and that starts with, like you said, game planning and play calling.
Well, we have scheduled this year. I mean, it's very unbalanced talent-wise. Teams playing. I don't think there's a team out there that can beat us at home. Granted, maybe the Bears and Packers. So, but we could go 8-0 at home. I don't see us 4-4 at best on the road. That's what I see.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, even if we, I would say that we're going to either be 8-0 or 7-1, and then probably like 3-5 on the road.
Yeah, I'm in the same agreement with you. So look at that, 10-11 wins at best, the way we're playing right now.
Mm-hmm. Which is not bad. You give yourself a chance. I mean, but it's a big difference. 10 wins, you're probably looking at a wild card,
Hey, you're praying.
and then 11 wins, you might have home field advantage, which this team needs desperately
Yeah.
to have a shot.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait for Berserker to get back with our drinks. We're talking about the Bears game again. And then we can go into picks if you want. All right, since none of us were right last week, so shocking, right? We all picked the Vikings to win. And we even told why we should win, how we could win. And unfortunately, the team didn't go out and play the way we said. Maybe if they did, we would have won. But upcoming game now against the Giants. All right, hey, thanks, Berserker.
All right, here you go, guys. Here's your drinks.
Thank you.
Took a while. I was up there chatting about the Bears game.
Of course.
Of course I was.
Did you have a stiff neck?
All week.
I saw the waitress. Did you have a stiff neck? All right, so Berserker, we're gonna talk about the picks for this upcoming week. So you can go first. How's that? Since you've been our waitress. Yeah.
So this is the Vikings Giants pick, not the other pick, right? Vikings Giants.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. I'm hoping we get the passing game going, so I'm going to go big again. It's going to be 34-10 Vikings. Cousins looks good and all's right with the world.
That'd be nice. All right, Jason, I'll let you go next.
Yeah, I'm going to follow that line of thinking. I think they're going to bounce back this week. So I'm going to go Vikings 31, Giants 20.
Wow, 20, huh? Well,
Yeah,
I'm going to go somewhere splitting the difference with you guys. I'm going to go like 30-17. I think Cousins hopefully comes out and plays well, throws the ball well, gets a couple touchdown passes. I don't care if we run for 10 yards or 200. I want to see Cousins get his head back in the game and really, really come out strong after this game, because we are definitely going to need it going forward. We lose this game, he looks horrible. Our season's over. Hate to say it, but it's the way it is. All right. Upsets. Specials. I almost hit mine last week. I was 20 seconds away. I had the Lions beating the Chefs, and up to 20 seconds left in the game, I had it won. How'd you guys do last week?
I was close in the first quarter.
Oh, then the game starts, right? You got the Dolphins.
I had two sides of the coin. Like, I picked Washington here on Thors Hammer, but then on ESPN Pigskin Pick'em, I had the Giants. So I was wrong on Thors Hammer.
All right, that's all we care about. We don't care about ESPN. Just call it BSPN. Anyway, all right. None of us were right last week, so you don't get to go first. So, all right, Jason, you can go first this one.
Okay, I have for my upset special, I have Tampa Bay pulling it off against the Saints.
After putting up 55 last week, it could happen.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Berserker.
I don't trust Miami not to lose on their bye week, so I'm going to try to pick Denver over the Chargers.
I thought you would go Miami again. I really did. This is probably the best chance of winning a game.
I don't trust them. I think they could do it, but if I pick them, they're not gonna.
This is probably the best week of winning a game. All right. So you said Denver?
Yes.
All right. When's that game? That's out in Los Angeles. That's a big one. All right, I'm gonna take the Ravens over the Steelers. Divisional rival. Yes, it's in Pittsburgh, but I think the Ravens are gonna come back looking better than last week. That's me. We'll find out. pretty much ends our show. We never. Well, Papa Scott just shot me a text. He's picking the Vikings to win 33-12. Let me text him back to ask where he is, because he's supposed to join us here for the show. 2 weeks in a row he stiffed us. Must be doing something in his car that we didn't know about. He doesn't make it here in time. But we do have his credit card, so he's paying. You guys, anything you want to add?
Let's get to 3-2.
Alrighty. That's our show, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Skol Vikings.